Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today I thought that after I watched the third movie of the Fantastic Beasts, The Secrets of Dumbledore, to rewatch the second movie, The Crimes of Grindelwald. Because now that I know about the future of this movie, I thought that it makes sense if I rewatch it and then I see if I would get something new that when I watched it for the first time, I didn't understand or I didn't get it. And then after watching the third movie, I would understand it. And oh my God, I got something which was so obvious and I was so much missing it that later on I will talk about it. Before I start to talk about it, I want to put a spoiler alert. So, in this movie, I'm going to talk about the second movie and the third movie, the connections. So please, if you haven't watched The Crimes of Grindelwald or The Secrets of Dumbledore, please stop the video right now, because I'm going to spoil it. So, now I assume the people who are watching are the ones who have watched these two movies. So let's go. First of all, now that we know more about the love life of Grindelwald and Dumbledore, we are getting to know a little bit better how was the relationship, and then I personally understands more about some of the answers or some of the acts that Dumbledore was doing when they were talking about Grindelwald. For example, the part that they went to him and then they asked him to fight against Grindelwald. He said, I can't, but this I can't, it was not just because of the oath that they made with each other to, to just not fight against each other. But actually, it was because it had some pains and it had some levels of pain in it when he was talking about it. So for me, this time was so obvious that maybe it is 50% because he literally cannot fight against him. But I guess the other part is that because of the love that he can't, because he doesn't want to, because he still maybe in some levels love him. So this became so more clear to me. About the Grindelwald, so I know that in my previous video, that if you haven't watched it, go and watch it, that I talked about the third movie. I talked so much about the different actors who played as Grindelwald in these three movies. And still, after rewatching it, I must say that I believe, although Mads Mikkelsen is a very amazing actor and he did an amazing job acting as a Grindelwald. He brought character to Grindelwald and it was amazing. He added so much character to Grindelwald even. Still, for me, that non-human part that Johnny Depp brought to this character is so adorable. And I believe in the wizarding world that people are following someone like Voldemort. Let's say some people are following him, which he has also some non-human parts, or more than some non-human parts in his character. So the fact that people are following another person, a dark person, who is also has some non-human aspects in his character would make sense. So still, I believe that he did a very good job. And I know that some people are saying that if Grindelwald had these non-human parts in his character, why Dumbledore fell in love with him then? But it makes sense. So people are changing all the time, first of all, and they knew each other when they were a teenager. It's possible that just he had so much other characters also next to this part, and then afterwards he just focused more on his non-human part and just make it grow bigger. So for me it is just And we all know that people are changing all the time. So for me, it was just like not a question actually. And some people are like saying that he is equal and like as dark as Voldemort. So when I was rewatching the movie, I was trying to see if I can see some similarities or some differences that I can talk about it. And I saw some differences that I want to talk to you about it, and write in the comments what do you think about it. First of all, when they decided to move him in the first scene from one jail to the other jail, he has already changed his place with one of the guards. But still, he's going back to rescue the person who saved him. So actually, this is like one of the signs that he is good with the people who are loyal to him. So this is one of the things that actually we would not see in Voldemort and we would see in Grindelwald. So this is one of the big differences. And there is a saying that I'm still not sure about it, and I have still a little bit doubt about it, let's say, which is the scene that they're in Paris and then they want to go to this house and then they kill the father and the mother of the child. And then they realize that there's a child also in this house, and he enters. He doesn't kill the child. He goes out and one of his followers kills the child. So I don't know if this would be a like hint for us to show that he is not like Voldemort, because so like in Harry Potter he just like attacked the child right away, and in this one he didn't by himself. I don't know if they wanted to like send a hint that it is a difference that Grindelwald and the Voldemort had, or just like some similarities. That I don't know, and I still haven't made my mind about it. So write in the comments, what do you think? If it was meant to show the similarity or the differences. And talking about Harry Potter, I want to just like talk very, very, very little about Litta, that she sacrificed herself to save Newt and Theseus. So I was hoping actually because this like protection thing that we saw in Harry Potter. So when Lily Potter protected with her love Harry, and then this was somehow like bringing some levels of protection for Harry afterwards. So and that time and afterwards. So I was actually thinking that because when Litta was like the brave girl who was sacrificing herself to save people like Newt and Theseus, and she even said I love you, that I think she said to Newt, I thought that we would see something about it in the third movie. So we would see some levels of protection for the person that she said I love you. So I thought that maybe this is somehow like they're somehow going to connect it to this one, but unfortunately we haven't seen anything in the third movie about it. So it is possible, and I hope that it comes, that in the other movies, in the fourth or the fifth movies, we see something about it. But anyway, I was hoping, because they just went so fast they just like didn't talk, let's say, so much about the death of Litta. That's why I thought that the effect of it would come in the third movie, that it didn't. And oh my god, the thing that I simply missed when I watched it for the first time, the second movie, Nagini. I couldn't connect the dots. When I first watched it, it was just like, yes, this beautiful lady who can turn into a snake, and her name is Nagini. But I don't know how, but I didn't think that this beautiful lady is actually, which her name is accidentally, Nagini is actually the pet of Voldemort afterwards. So Nagini is this snake which is the pet of Voldemort. And for me, it was like a shock when I watched it and I was suddenly, oh wait, what? Nagini? And then I suddenly connected the dots and then it was just like, I don't know, firework. And then it was something that I don't know how, but I missed watching when I was watching the second movie for the first time. And I don't know what happened to her, because in the third movie they don't talk about it. So I don't know what will happen, that she will be the pet of Voldemort also afterwards. But I really, really hope that in the other movies, in the fourth and fifth movies, they bring her back and they somehow tell the story that what happened to her, that it ended up in the position that she is now. You know what I mean? So in Voldemort, like, I mean, the pet of the Voldemort. Yeah, so one of the things that also I really liked and I still like about all of the movies of Fantastic Beasts is that they are always showing one Ministry of Magics in another country. So they showed in America, they showed in UK, they showed the French one in the second movie, and they showed the German one in the third movie. So it is somehow cool to like show each time another Ministry of Magic. So for me it was just like, oh cool, another one. So this is cool and I hope that they continue with it and show the other ones. And of course always the Hogwarts scenes are like the best ones and I'm really, really in love with it. But in the Hogwarts scenes, one of the Hogwarts scenes, one of the things that I was not convinced about was the presence of McGonagall. So I think at this time that they are like telling the story about, she was not even born. So I don't know how did it happen, but we had a scene in the second movie that they were talking about Professor McGonagall, that she was there, and then I was a little bit confused with this like timetable that they were presenting. But let me know if you know something more about it that I don't know about it. So write in the comments if you know something, that why she is there although she should not be there. Another thing that I like to talk about it is the amount of the scenes that Newt was communicating with these fantastic beasts. So I mentioned also in my other video that one of the things that I was missing in the third movie was these interactions that Newt had with these like animals and like these beasts or everything. And then this was something that I was missing, and in the second movie it is just amazing, the amounts, the helps and everything that he is getting from these animals, or like the communications or interactions. So it is something that from a movie which the main title is Fantastic Beasts, you are expecting, and I really love it, and I even enjoyed it more after rewatching these communications that they showed in that second movie. And the fact that in the beginning of the movie they showed this world of him, that he's feeding the animals and he's taking care of the animals. So this was a part that, as I mentioned also, I missed in the third movie, which in the second movie they're really talking about it. So yeah, that's it. That was my thoughts after rewatching the second movie, after watching the third movie. So in the next video I'm going to talk about the first movie. I'm going to rewatch the first movie and then try to connect the dots to the third movie. So write in the comments what you think about it, hit the like button, and see you in the next video. Ciao!